All right, welcome to an edition of the special edition of the Horse Racing Happy Hour. Mike Gandolfo. I mean, Louis Rabeau. We're back from Baltimore. We survived Baltimore. we got Jaime Torres with us, by the way. A special guest host, winner of the Preakness. Jaime, when most people win their first grade one, it's not a $2 million race or a Triple Crown race. Just how surreal is it to think that you've been how long have you been riding? Like 4 years?
No, 2 years.
2 years?
Almost, yeah.
And you win the freaking winning the Pat Day Mile is one thing.
Oh yeah, it's big time
Pat Day
race.
Mile
Yeah,
and the Preakness. Like there's guys who've gone their career without that. What is that like? I mean, is it like a dream?
Yeah, it feels like a dream. Like I can still not believe it.
So we're gonna sit here in a second. We're gonna talk. We're gonna play the race. We're gonna let Jaime just take us through the entire race. I'm fascinated because you rode Seize the Gray completely different in this race than you did in the Pat Day Mile.
Right.
And so I'm just fascinated by that, of your command of the horse and what he can do. It's going to be fantastic. But we have to talk Baltimore. It's a tradition. Baltimore for us is always an adventure.
It's fantastic. Charm City, baby.
We had a very special hotel last year where Louis didn't have a shower.
Correct. No running water in our bedroom.
Running water.
How about that?
Yeah.
That was special.
Wow.
Yeah.
It had a skunky smell throughout the whole place.
No.
I don't know.
It was very bad. Yeah.
Some guy followed me in from all the streets. He was missing a couple fingers.
Yeah, it was
so
not
we
good,
decided to get an Airbnb this year. And
solid move by us to venture out into our own rent a house program.
Yes.
And then we get there.
And the house was awesome.
The house was fantastic.
The house next door was boarded up. I'm sure your accommodations in Baltimore were a little bit better than that.
I was more worried that the Kia Forte we rented was going to get stolen than anything in that house.
So
that was really my concern.
Let me tell you something. When I was in like here, like 15 minutes leaving from here, I had a Kia Forte and someone broke into my car.
Oh, I may know.
Yeah. Then going to New Orleans, I stopped like 5 hours from here.
Yeah.
And I got in a hotel, and the next day when I got into my car, all my clothes
man!
And
I had to get new.
Stop
clothes.
stealing from Jaime Torres, people. You understand me? Cut it out.
Do not steal from Jaime Torres. That's not what we want to have to happen. Okay, so
all right, so we're a podcast. We love talking to people about what they do, whether it's a trainer, a track announcer, whatever. We don't get to sit down with jockeys very much. So thank you, Jaime, for doing this. We just want to place spot to spot in this race. Whenever you want us to pause, tell us. I'm going to tell Mike to pause this. But let's start with the break here. You're in the gate. You've loaded. It's only a 9-horse field an 8-horse field in this case. So not a lot of time waiting in the gate. Is he calm here? What's he like right now?
Right there, he was laying on his right side.
Okay.
And I was worried about that because, I want him to stand in well and have a clean trip. I mean, a clean break. But he was kind of laying on that side.
What does that mean when a horse does that? Is he tired? Is he nervous? What does that mean sometimes, you think?
Maybe he was paying attention to the other horses on the inside, or I don't really know what he was thinking in that moment. But
does the starter help you with that? The assistant starter, do they help you with that?
No, I think he was just trying to leave it like that because sometimes you try to fix it and it could be worse.
Okay, all right.
And now, I mean, with the start, you're not going to win a race by the start, but you could lose a race here, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is important, and to your, you got Missy Dan right on the outside. So was the plan from the starting gate for just to go?
Missy Dan on the inside.
Inside. I'm sorry, inside. Yes, on the 5. Was the plan just to go though as soon as those gates opened?
Yeah. That was the plan.
So this start then went to plan then. Okay,
Yeah.
let's go ahead and watch it.
All right, I'm gonna get in here. I promise we'll get this. Here we go. All right, here we go. We got no sound going on. So
you can see.
So you see the slop here. You can see him leaning to the right. You're right.
Yeah.
This setup though, slop didn't bother him, right?
Perfect.
Perfect.
That's
Okay.
perfect.
Yeah.
the gates broke and he was ready.
Yeah, he was ready. He knew what he was gonna do as soon as they opened the gate. Right there, I was looking at imagination. I look at Mixie Dan, and right there, I was just like, okay, I got the lead. I'm ready. Feel good here.
All right, go ahead and stop it here. So you've got this start, and he's moving. I think it's 23 and change for this first quarter. Imagination is several lanes outside of you. When you're a jock in this situation, what are you thinking about imagination? Are you only worried about your path and what you're doing, or is that affecting you as well?
No, I was looking at him and like trying to see what I could do, and depending what he was doing, and I just saw like he was trying to get his horse relaxed. He wasn't relaxed. That's why he goes out from the rail. And I was like, okay, he gave me the position I wanted. So
Okay, so you can tell Frankie Dettori is actually trying to
Yeah,
calm him
yeah.
down a little bit in this situation. So you felt even better about
Yeah,
where you were.
yeah.
Got it.
Mhm.
Awesome. All right.
Right there, I'm just thinking about the time. I
Okay.
gotta slow down. I gotta get my horse to
Okay,
relax.
so you're right at 24 seconds. That's
Mhm.
perfect,
Perfect,
right?
right?
Is what
Yeah,
you
that's
want. Yes.
perfect,
Okay.
yeah. Right there, he's.
And are you coaxing him at all? Are you slowing him down, or has he got that
Mhm.
natural pace?
I just got a little hold,
Little hold.
and
Okay.
then when he got the pace that I wanted, I just gave him the rein.
Okay.
Did you have any concern that he could go the extra distance?
Yeah, for sure. I knew he can go.
You knew
further.
he could.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
got it. All right, so you look behind you right here.
Mhm.
Okay, can you stop it here? All right, so I'm watching this race. I've got money on you, okay, at this point. And I see you look and I think, oh no,
Mhm.
he doesn't think he has the horse. It's the opposite, isn't it?
Mhm.
Because you think you've
Yeah,
got,
yeah.
know
Yeah,
you've got the
I know
horse,
I
right?
got it.
Okay,
I just
so go
wa-
ahead and describe this.
I just wanted to know like how far they were from me.
Okay,
And when I looked, I didn't see, like right there, I couldn't see nobody.
right.
So I knew, like my horse was very relaxed, and I knew I was gonna have horse for the end. And I was like, damn, I got a lot of space to, like first jumps, like
Yes.
they had to run to get close to
Yes.
my horse, and then making them fighting to get close to me, and then I just start going, and that was gonna be tough for.
So these
for-
are reasonably, 47 and 1
It's good.
is
Yeah.
it's a
Solid
good
pace.
pace.
Mhm.
For some horses, this is too much. In the next quarter here, we're going to watch him slow the pace
Mhm.
down. Are you doing that, or is that him naturally running a 111?
By the half mile, I'm waiting for them.
Okay, okay, all right, got
When,
it. Okay,
when he feels the horses, he doesn't let nobody
okay.
get in front.
When it's
so-
time to go, it's time
yeah.
to go. is what
So
you're saying. Got
at
it,
this
okay.
point in the Pat Day Mile, you were stalking. You were like, fourth or fifth, stalking just off the pace. We talk about horses being pack animals. Is it kind of rare that you can get a horse that says, "Hey, I know that you like to stalk, but let's just go ahead and go." And he didn't seem to have any trouble breaking away from the rest of the horses.
Yeah, no. Some horses it takes a lot, like from getting a slower pace after going 47 and then go again. It's hard, but he's good. He's a
And you
great
were saying,
horse.
and you were just saying, the second he felt other horses, he's like,
Mhm.
no, I want to be
Yeah,
out in the lead.
yeah.
That's cool.
I think
Yeah,
you see that when Mystic Dan
Yes.
catches him on the top of the
yeah.
stretch.
Top of the stretch. So let's watch the rest of this here.
Right there, he had you can
Go ahead.
stop it.
Yep.
He had the ears like
Oh.
like he was too much comfortable, and I just like, hey, be focused, like come on,
Okay.
you gotta be on the muscle.
Was he in other words, he was starting to feel himself a little
Yeah.
bit. He was getting too confident, is
Mhm,
what
too
you're
confident.
saying, and going a little too
Pulling a
fast.
Louis is what we call that. The horse gets a little
My
too
head was
confident,
getting
a little
too big.
arrogant.
Yeah.
right.
So in this case, right here, when you stand up a little bit, it's to pull him back. Is essentially your standing up is a cue to him, right? Hey, you need to
I
chill
just-
out here. Let's pay attention.
Yeah. I just wanted him to pay attention to me, like
Okay.
I'm still here, like don't get too like when they put their ears like that, they are watching things.
Got it.
or-
They're looking around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
I got to tell you something right now. You probably don't know this because I'm sure you don't listen to the show. Now that you've been on it, you're going to listen every week.
Of course.
Yeah, I will for sure.
This guy
What a
right
liar. I
here,
love it.
as soon as you won the Pat Day Mile, he was
Oh.
like, this horse is winning the Preakness.
Yeah.
He
Wow.
believed in you all. I just got to make sure that he believed in you all.
I was the one,
from
man.
day one. And he was ridiculed.
I was made fun of. It's true.
And I mean, he stuck to his guns. It was
But it was interesting watching you do that look back just a little bit up the stretch there. And then you get to this point and you started to stand up and I couldn't figure out what you were doing. And so it's fun to sit with you this way and figure this out. It's fantastic.
Right there, I can hear there is more than one horse coming.
Okay. So you can actually,
Yeah.
with your
Yeah.
ears, hear this
Yeah.
part. Okay. Now pause it here.
of
Be
course,
honest.
listen, if you're
Be honest.
listening to us, you know that you can watch this full episode on Spotify
Yep.
or find us on YouTube
Yep.
because this is fascinating stuff right here. And you want to be able to see the race as Jaime's just explaining what's going on.
So you're here. The Derby winner's next to you, buddy. I mean, let's be honest with what this is. You know the cap. You know the colors. You know that's Brian Hernandez Jr., right?
Future
you knew it
Hall
was
of Famer.
imagination earlier, all those things. Frankie Dettori's next to you. Brian Hernandez Jr. is right here. This is where you really start to tell him, hey, you know what? You can go if you want to, right? And he was ready. What's this moment like right here? What does this feel like?
I feel like we gotta fight for till the end because I did the job done at the beginning.
Yep.
I knew I was gonna have horse for the end, but I didn't know like how strong they was gonna come. And I was thinking about catching freedom too. He
Yes.
have a really good
God,
final stretch, and I was just trying to run away from them.
Okay. Is he drifting here at all, or is this just the camera angle? Was he in this path mostly?
Yeah, I was trying to follow. I don't know how you call this.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
tire track
Yeah,
there, quite
'cause
literally.
That is more like
Right, because the rail was pretty dead,
yeah.
right? So you were keeping him away from the rail.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and again, I think in the Pat Day mile, it seemed like when you were at the top of the stretch, you got bumped a little bit, and the horse almost looked like he got pissed off. and then the lane,
That's true.
the lane, Nash kind of went over, opened up a lane, and you made a great move, and then just hit that lane, and just the horse went. Because that's the thing I think about Seize the Gray. He can run up there, and then this late kick is.
Is there any way, Jaime? It's interesting you mentioned this now. At the beginning of the turn, you said, "Hey, pay attention, buddy." Do you think these other horses got his attention for sure here? Like, oh crap, this is time to go. Like he hears them, he knows they're there. It's time to go.
Yeah, for sure. And you can see when you can play it when we got into the changing leads.
Yes.
You can feel imagination right there.
Okay.
There.
Yep.
He could feel
He
it.
just he
right
scoots
there.
in, right? Yeah. Okay.
There
So you're
it
here. You
goes.
go right-handed. You go to the hands. Then you go left-handed here.
Yeah.
Why did you go left-handed here?
I go left-handed because I knew like the rail was dead.
So you're getting him
and
off the rail.
I'm getting off the rail, and
Okay.
at the same time I can hear like I still have some where I can go out and not make a difference, and at the same time they will get there and they will get scared.
So help me out. This is a term I don't know in Spanish, but we say seize
know
the
something
day
not-
in English. Hang on.
Okay.
We say carpe diem in Latin. What is seize the day? Because this is Dave Rodman calling this at the Maryland Jockey Club at Pimlico. He says, seize the gray. Jaime Torres, seize the day. How do you say seize the day in Spanish? Is it just dale? Is it just dale? Are we just saying dale down there? What are we
Since
doing?
the day I would think it's like I don't know.
Well, there you go.
All right.
All right, so you cross the line here. And something I love about this, and go ahead and play this because if they stay with him.
I'm actually, hold on, I got to put it back on there. All right.
Oh, sorry.
I knew we were going to.
My fault.
Okay.
You get excited, and then right after that, so it was right after that, I
Yeah,
made you pull
I
it
knew
up.
we were
I think
gonna-
I apologize. You're right. I forgot about the replay starting again. Jaime, you point at the horse, right? And so, Mike and I, we interview basketball coaches, other people in other parts of sports. And I always ask, what's more important, the coaching or the players? And they always say it's the players. In your case, is it about the horse?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. There is a picture that I really like where we are doing after the win. The pony
Yeah.
is taking me in front of the crowd, and I was just pointing at his name.
Yeah.
It's
remember that,
all
yeah.
about him.
Yeah.
It's all about him.
So, we got to watch his dad run. Obviously, he died way too early. But you said just riding him, because we knew this about Arrogate watching him, and that was a smart horse. He understood the cues. He knew when it was time to go. Do you get that sense from Cesar Gray?
Yeah. I do in every aspect of them. In the mornings, like the way he walks, the way he jogs, the way he gallops, the way he works. Man, that's the best horse, the easiest horse to work. He does everything right.
It's fantastic. And he's back here, yes?
Yeah, he's.
Have you been able to see him
Yeah.
since the Preakness?
Yeah, for sure.
Good.
I went. Yeah, it's my boy.
What's it like? I mean, young apprentice jockey, and you're working with Dwayne Lucas. Now, we just mentioned I'm a former basketball coach too.
Mhm.
I mean, he's the coach. He's a former basketball coach. What did you learn from him? And first off,
What I learned from him,
yes,
the discipline.
yeah,
The discipline we gotta have to get here is not like just getting up early, showing up every single day.
when an
It's also-
88-year-old man's out there,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, I guess I'm getting up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not just that. Like you gotta have a mindset. You gotta do things outside of the track that will ruin your career if you don't do the right thing. So that's what I learned from him.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you think Seize the Gray will always be the horse that changed your life, frankly?
Yeah,
He
for
is,
sure.
right?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
He is.
We're looking at the
Mhm.
Belmont. And what I love about D. Wayne is the next day he's like, hey, if he's healthy, he's going, right? Which is fantastic. Obviously, you'll keep the mount, right?
Yeah.
Have you allowed yourself to think about the Belmont?
Yeah.
You
I
have?
mean, after the
To get excited, like since that
Oh,
race.
yeah. I do.
When at Saratoga, have you ridden at Saratoga?
Yeah, I did before.
Okay.
I had the bug in Saratoga.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excited about that?
Yeah. That's the first time I rode this horse and the first time I rode for D-Wing.
There you go. That's right.
Was it
Yeah,
Saratoga?
in the
That's
slop,
right, yeah,
actually.
that's
That's
right.
right. There you go. In the mud, at least. Yeah.
All right, so let's go back to that. You said you've been riding for 2 years. All right, the story I hear is that you're basically a college freshman and you're just watching a horse race and you just said, you know what? I think I'm going to quit school and I'm going to.
Yeah, that's exactly what
Did
it
your
happened.
parents want to kick your ass? I mean,
Yeah.
and now you're like, Dad, I told you so.
No, I mean, I know why they were like scared. We had nobody in my family knew about this. They didn't know like what was gonna happen, how hard what I had to work for it, and I just needed one more year to graduate from the college, and I just love the horses, man. When I saw that, I was like, wow, can I get paid just getting on a horse? No way.
Do you remember what race you were watching? I mean, or does it were you watching a special race or was it just racing in general?
Yeah, racing in general. I remember the next day I went to the track in Puerto Rico thinking like I was gonna have to pay a lot for the parking lot, the tickets, and when I got there I didn't have to pay anything. And I was like, no way, I'm gonna keep going every single weekend. And that day, an apprentice, he won his first stake. That was Angel Diaz. He went to the Eclipse Award just riding in Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
That's
nice.
He made history that year. And I remember the trainer Alexis Rivera. He helped me a lot in Puerto Rico with like giving me horses to gallop and breaking from the gate and all that. And the horse was Tio Gange.
I was just upstairs, and I said, "Hey, I'm looking for Jaime Torres." And James Graham says, "Hey, I haven't seen him." Okay. Brian Hernandez Jr. is sitting outside. What's it like being in a jockey colony like this where the guys just know who you are and now you're one of these grade 1 guys? How's that feel?
It feels great, man. And, I work for that. I want to be respect like all of them, and I don't know.
Do you have a
keep
jockey you
working.
look up to the most? Is there a guy that whose style you look at and you think I want to be like him or anyone like that?
You know what? Nobody asked me that before.
Oh, okay.
But Jose
Ortiz.
is my
Okay.
favorite
Yeah.
jockey.
Puerto Riqueño.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
And of course Johnny B.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Have they both been pretty good to you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. When I went to New Orleans, Joe Sharp called me, but it was because of Jose.
Because of Jose.
And I got Liz Morris because of Jose as well.
Can you introduce me to Joe Sharp's wife? I'm into redheads.
Don't do that to Jaime. What are we doing? I wanted to ask that question because I've got this article up. You got days like everyone. Eventually, it happens to all jockeys, and you got a pretty stiff number of days, frankly, right? A pretty heavy number of days. And many of your brother jockeys came out and said, "Hey, this is too much," including ones that were in the race with you. How did that make you feel? What is it like? What is that fraternity like? Because when you're on the track, those are your competitors. But hey, this could be really dangerous if someone's being reckless. Obviously, they didn't think you were being reckless in this case. But what does that mean? What's that camaraderie like?
I just feel very thankful, man. Very thankful. I never thought that those kind of jockeys, like respect jockeys, were gonna head for me, like get in front for me. And
You can say it in Spanish and he'll be able to translate.
Vouch for you, essentially, is what you were saying.
right.
Yes, right. Yeah.
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 And just when
can't
I
translate.
just when I was walking to the office to see the stewards, and they were like, they say, "Come on, Jamie, like let's work with this." I was like, no way,
That's
like
great.
they are really doing this, and I was just very thankful.
Nice, man. Nice. Well, this is just a dream start to a career, and hopefully, you're going to get all the way, be a Hall of Famer. You want to?
I just wanted to ask him what your plans are this year. Talking to Liz and different people. Are you going to stay at Ellis? Are you planning Saratoga? Like, what are you working on?
We're going to Saratoga.
Saratoga
so
okay.
far. Yeah.
Okay. All right. There you go, man. All
Hey,
right.
you get a whole different quality of mounts now when you.
So you gotta feel. I mean, honestly, the mile and a quarter. Do you think he could have gotten another 16th of a mile on Saturday? Because I do.
I do think.
Yeah. And so you go to Saratoga, it's a place he's won already, a place where you've won already. But you have to feel good about the Belmont.
Yeah, I really do.
Okay, good. All right.
And he's a horse that he don't have to be on the lead. He
No,
showed
that's
it
right. Show him
on
how
the
they
Pas de Mayo, and we just gotta see what they're gonna do.
Awesome.
All right, Jaime, man, this is awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we'll let you get back to work.
Yeah,
How about
No,
that?
thank.
we're gonna stick around and watch you race. So
yeah, we'll be here tonight.
$2 on you tonight. You know, see how it goes.
There you go.
No, thank
He's
you.
got
guys
one of
for-
the last race. Yeah,
That's
there you
right.
Thank you guys for having me here, and it was very fun.
Yeah, man. Well, we'll do it again sometime. You know.
I appreciate the 59-1 exacta. How about that? Yeah.
Yeah, he crushed it. He was all over it.
Yeah, there you go. All right, we'll let you get back to work, buddy.
All
Here.
right, guys.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Slide out of here again. Jaime Torres, the jockey aboard Seize the Gray. Thank you very much to Liz for lining this all up for us. We really appreciate it. We got the Preakness, the Jockey Club, the Maryland Jockey Club fee there, and then all good stuff right there.
How about that?
That was
Well, Jaime
good.
Torres on a Thursday. How about that?
Yeah,
I like that.
Was,
Yeah,
that
there
was
you go.
nice. It was real
I
nice.
just I hope we get to do those more often,
well, that was
where you get to see
that was
through his
groundbreaking,
eyes.
right? I mean,
I don't know if people really do
anyone's
a
ever
lot
done
of that. Well, not ever, but like a lot of people don't. And I appreciate him. Like, hey, stop it here.
yeah, we learned some stuff.
I stood up because I needed him to be like, yo, I'm still here. We're still doing this together, by the way. And so that's the kind of stuff, man, that I just really appreciate. And because when you're watching from where we're watching on the, in the grandstand side of things, and you see him look backwards, my brain went negative. And I'm not sure why, but like, just like, oh, I think part of it is just that 9-1 thing or whatever else, just people not believing in the horse like I did. You're right, though. I got made fun of for liking that horse.
You definitely did.
So let me grab my computer so I can do the rest of the show.
Yeah, we'll
You go
definitely do that. I know this is kind of a different kind of setup for us because we are live at Churchill Downs. We came down here to meet Jaime's schedule. He's racing in a couple hours, about an hour and a half actually. Yep. So we will talk about that late pick 3 sequence here at Churchill Downs. I'm sorry, the one on Saturday. We'll talk about that. But we are going to give you the late pick 3 sequence that's here.
Here
as well,
too,
right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So Louis did a little handicapping for us. He's going to let us know what to bet if you're out here. The rain was coming down.
The weather delay is over.
So they're going to be getting back to racing here pretty soon. So, just what else do you want to say about our trip to Baltimore? I mean, we get there Thursday night, had a little delay. Our boy Rob picked us up at the airport. That was
Not
money.
wrong. It was
It was
money.
money for us to
Worked
get
out right.
for sure.
You are not wrong.
We get to the place. It's really, even though we talked about that the house is boarded up, it was really a nice, quiet little residential street.
There were some nice ladies in the courtyard behind us having a nice Friday night and everything.
Absolutely.
No, it was actually really nice. Yes,
and we get up next day, get out to the barns, the Preakness. I think one of the things that you all have heard me talk about, me going to the Preakness, that I've really appreciated is just having the access to that stakes barn.
No question.
Get to see Sonny, get to see Jenny Reese and Sherva and Flatter and like all the Illuminati and the little Bob Baffert.
Just occurred to me that I was using his mic and he is much quieter than me, so I probably just
you
blew out
probably
some
just
ears.
nailed
I
somebody.
apologize.
Yeah,
John
that's right.
Sherva. Yeah, right. And the 7 other people that
I got to
listen to
make
this show.
sure.
Yeah.
I think this is the one that's all right. I turned it off.
There you go.
So it's just an incredible, you get to see Kenny McPeak, get to see Bob Baffert out there.
Everybody's out there. The coach was out there. Everybody.
Yeah, it was great. And then we get up.
Yeah,
have
when
a great
people
Black
see
Hat
those,
season day.
they see those photos of Baffert and Coach hanging out. It's not that Baffert walked a mile to do that. He walked 2 stalls.
The barn, they're all together.
That's right. Yeah.
They have that. They have that whole stakes barn for the Preakness horses, Black Eyed Susan horses.
Some of the stuff, by the way, with Jaime.
Yeah,
if we can, real quick.
Sure.
The initial, he was looking and saw Imagination and saw Frankie Dettori struggling with him. That a jockey can see that quickly
is a fascinating.
Is awesome, right?
Yeah.
It's a stunning thing to hear, but it makes
You're
sense.
bouncing all over the place. And
yes,
right. It's incredible.
And so he's like, okay, I'm not worried about that horse, like essentially, right? And he's just worried about that path. Was interesting to hear him say, staying away from that rail because it was wet.
Yep.
And that was real the whole day. You did not want to be that close, so that makes sense. Just all those things put together. Man, that's the kind of stuff. I hope we get to do this again because I learned like 3 things today.
Right.
Already. Right.
Yeah.
That's a lot. So that's great.
Because they don't let us ride the horses.
Thank God.
Yeah.
That's
probably,
very
probably
good for the
thing.
horses. I weigh more than the average thoroughbred.
I wouldn't go that far. Oh, geez. If you do, then
we're in a lot of trouble.
I'm
that's
over
right.
the Clydesdales. So, all right. late Blackout Susan Day. Any big take? I mean, we had our show obviously.
Yes,
this is our first
gun
normal
song might
show.
be legit. That's the question.
Yeah.
And so like she wins the Black Eyed Susan. She looks like a gun runner prototype, like a perfect carbon copy of that guy. So my sense with her is give her the time right now, but we see her in that CCA Oaks. We see her in the
I just want to see her
Alabama.
go before Peter Anna, man.
Of course.
Yeah.
Now the question, and I didn't ask Brian. I just saw Brian. We just saw Brian Hernandez Jr.
Right.
upstairs signing
We're
autographs.
We're humble.
by the way.
We're
What a
humble
guy.
bragging all over the place.
All over the place tonight. But he's just, by the way, I appreciated that guy was returning emails.
Yeah.
It's nice to know that even if you win the Derby, by the way, he's got to be the only one ever. Derby, Oaks, Pimlico Special in the same year. Got to be the only one. Only one ever, right?
And the Pimlico Special was awesome.
Did you see his face light up about that?
Yeah, because
that's what's fun about this sport is that those guys, he can win the Derby and the Oaks.
Like, dude, you won me $1,600 in the pick 5.
Right.
Let's go.
No, but also just like his, oh yeah, Cherie and how great her horses look and all that stuff. Like how much he lit up over that stuff. I love that kind of stuff. But if she goes in the Acorn, for example, and we were talking about this off air, is it worth it to just try the Belmont? Because she's already got that grade 1. She's a $5,000 horse, right? Do you just try the Belmont, right? And when you have a $5,000 or $10,000 horse, you can take more chances.
With Torpedo Anna,
Torpedo Anna's a $5,000 homebred,
right?
I mean, you can take chances with her. So I wonder if they won't try the Belmont with her.
Yeah, I think
especially at 10 furlongs, right?
I think it comes down to would they put her and Mystic Dan in the same race,
right?
And I'm still not 100% confident Mystic Dan runs in the Belmont. I think they're gonna. I mean,
but doesn't that one
has to happen?
But by the way, that 1 mile setup at Saratoga sets up for her like perfect.
Yeah,
I mean, legit perfect. So you would have to overcome wanting to in the same way, but we see this often with Tuscan Gold, for example, in the Preakness.
Right.
He's probably the favorite by a lot in the Peter Pan.
Yep.
Probably picks up a $120,000 check, and Chad Brown's like, no, this is my Preakness horse. We're gonna try it out. We could see that with Kenny McPhee.
He was entered in the Peter
Correct.
Pan.
Oh yeah. Scratch out very late.
So the one thing we actually haven't talked a lot about when it comes to Seize the Gray, this puts Seize the Gray in position for that $25,000 bonus.
$25 million.
$25 million. Sorry. It's $5 million really, I guess, for his stake of it, right? So $5 million bonus. But you and I were talking about that Seize the Gray, because that Arrogate bloodline is so short and been so successful.
Yes.
Is he going to win the breeding, like the stud fee stakes out of this whole group of 3-year-olds? And would we even see a horse like him make it to the Pegasus?
Well, that's the interesting part here is Mystic Dan at this point still doesn't have a breeding, like he's the country house of this year, essentially, right? Where you're not going to
think California Chrome's a better analogy than country house because I think he's a better horse than country. I think Mystic Dan's a better horse than country house.
That's probably true, especially after what we saw at Pimlico, right?
Yeah, right.
He didn't run a losing race.
No.
Seize the Gray ran the winning race,
Correct.
right? We agree on that,
so
right?
I think
him and Catching Freedom both ran really good races coming.
That's where I think California Chrome's are better.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
But even his stud fee's what, $7,500?
Yeah, he's nothing.
Right.
I mean,
and so at some point it's worth it to keep running if you're McPeak and that ownership group, Lance Gasway, all the nice people with Mystic Dan, it's worth it to keep running that horse rather than go to the shed.
Sure.
Right. Because the lineup of horses that are going to breed with him is going to be lesser than the other horses.
Honestly, there might be more that want to breed with Just Steel.
Probably.
Just because of the Justify line.
Right.
Yeah. So go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. And a horse like Seize the Gray, we can all laugh because he didn't qualify for the Derby. His dad wasn't great till the second half of his 3-year-old season either.
Yeah,
These gun runners that are not great as 3-year-olds, I'm like, why are we not waiting until 4? Right? Because his dad he showed up at 5. Arrogate as a 4-year-old, stupid. I mean, just awesome. I mean, that's what I expect. By the way, if Seize the Gray gets better, that's the thing we're not counting into this. What if he gets better for the Belmont?
Arrogate's Travers was actually.
Oh, it's one of those.
It's what kicked off my horse racing podcasting. So that's where I started. That's when we started podcasting. Obviously a couple of hosts before you, but that's where this all kind of started for me. It was getting on board with Arrogate and just. I love that horse, and it's too bad that we only got 3 crops out of him before he tragically passed away. But man, his progeny, they do big things, and I just think that's one of the things that hopefully we see Seize the Gray try to go for that, maybe race to the Pegasus. But I imagine, like I said, out of all the horses you want to breed to in this 3-year-old crop, Seize the Gray is probably
he's way up there.
He's probably at the top.
He's way up there.
It'd be interesting to get a bloodstocks agent opinion on that. Maybe I'll ask her.
Ping Tim,
friend. Yeah,
or Tom. Excuse me.
Yeah,
there you go. No, I don't think he did anything to hurt the stock, but B, it definitely hurt for his chances of running next year. I'm with you on that.
Do you know what?
That's funny you put that up.
Do you know what else was money in Baltimore?
Jimmy Seafood.
Jimmy Seafood for sure.
Okay.
My Manscaped underwear, Louis, was just
It's a good job by you.
Every day in Baltimore was wearing Manscaped underwear, and I took my Manscaped products with me, and
I'm wearing them right now, actually.
I'm wearing them right now as well.
Mike and I are wearing matching underwear. How
We're
about
matching. That's a
Promo code horse racing, 20% off, free shipping to your house. How about that? You can join Dan Issel in shaving your face with Manscaped. How about that? That's what I
Let's
like
do
to
it.
tell people now.
And Dan Issel's gonna be.
I
so
bought him
excited.
the straight edge.
If Dan's listening, we're sending you a very special
Don't do that.
delivery.
Don't
I just wanted to do that.
No.
I just want to tease him a little
Let's
bit.
go. No. I'm not teasing 6'9" guys. I'm not doing that.
He's shrinking. All right.
No, he's not. That's the thing about this. He's not shrinking. The dude's still huge.
All right.
Oh, man.
This Saturday. we've
Had a
got
little
the-
Kirtan overnight.
the
By the way, if you're
Kirtan
watching right now,
overnight.
you need to pick 3 for tonight.
Are you gonna do that right now?
I am.
I guess we have to, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
So this will be races 6, 7, and 8. You're going to single in the first and last legs. Single the 6 in the next race here. And then go ahead and single the 2 in the last.
Next race here.
Oh, we're to weather delay again. So you got some minute.
Okay,
You
all
got a minute here. But 2, 3, 8, 9 in the second to last race. So 6, then 2, 3, 8, 9, then 2. If you play for $5, it's a $20 ticket. So that's it.
Played a couple times, huh?
Play it 10 times. There you go.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right. So there it is.
And by the way, I think to get money back on that, you're probably gonna have to play it that much.
yeah, it's gonna
Yeah,
be that chalky.
it's gonna be an $8, $10 kind of thing. But if you play 10 times, you get $80, $100 on your $20. I
And
think
quite
that's
honestly, Louis and I didn't like the rain came down kind of quick. It's more of a lightning problem than I think the rain's
Yes.
not coming down heavy. I think the track's probably still pretty good.
I think it's listed as fast still.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we didn't get we haven't been out to see the track yet. So we went to the
That's true,
paddock,
actually,
we went
yeah.
to the jocks room,
Yep.
and we're here in the parlay, which is a lot quieter than it. Well, actually, Derby Day is kind of quiet still too, because all these media nerds just kind of sit and look at their computer. All right,
I'm not gonna get up and go watch the race.
No.
Meh. That's the sound of Derby Media.
yeah, that's it. All right,
Not at Derby Media, which is Darren Rogers. He never makes that
no,
sound.
he's fantastic.
No, he's very different than yeah.
All right, so the sequence that we're going to talk about, the late sequence at Churchill Downs, race 9, it's an optional claimer, $100,000 claiming price, $127,000 per 6 furlongs on the dirt for 3-year-old fillies. That's a lot there.
There's a lot going on.
All right,
Yeah. As
Who
far
did
as
you
the
like?
condition here,
who did you like in that one? Liz?
yeah, this is the kind of race where I don't love the favorite, so I'm looking around to find someone else. I landed on the 8 though. She called. This is a Norm Cassie won last time out at Oaklawn over Good Go, going the 6 furlongs there in a $111 and change. Slight increase on the buyer figure there. Gets to keep Lasik here. Was favored in both of her first 2 races. Norm's horse come back after winning at 17%, which is a good enough number for me as well. But we're going to spread here. So we're going to talk about the 10 next. 15-1. And I think this horse has a legit shot. 76 on the buyer last out in a restricted stakes at Keeneland. So for horses bred for or purchased for 50 grand or less, comes back here as a daughter of Dialed In. Dominated last time out. First time out, rallies for 3rd after a terrible start. Okay. Gets up in the 4 path and gets within a length and a half of winning first time on first ask at Turfway.
Wow.
Gets on the dirt at Keeneland, loves it, goes ahead, wins that race by open lengths for Dale Romans. I don't know. 15-1 to me seems very wrong on this horse. Was very impressive last time. Ran that literally a 1/10 of a second slower than the favorite in this race over 6 furlongs at Keeneland. So I'll use the 10 here as well. I think 15-1 very live in this sequence. Then we'll go to the 4 Silver Rose. Brad Cox off the layoff here. Horse did break its maiden in December. Comes back as a non-2 lifer here. Never missed the board in 3 runs. Has been training well at Keeneland. Should be part of the equation as well. Greg Foley has one off the layoff here. And that is, by the way, part of the single in the next race here at Churchill for us. Greg off the layoff lately, 27% off these longer layoffs. This is what he's been doing the very best. Harbor Springs is that horse in this race, the 3 horse. That is Tyler and Greg. They're only winning at 26% at Churchill Downs, so I'm a little worried about that. Joke for all the numbers people. Yeah, about that. But you get Tyler in this case. Tyler actually numbers-wise not as good as he's been. So he's at 14% right now. We usually see him closer to 20%. But hey, when you've got Brian Hernandez Jr. at 17, you've got Jose Ortiz, who's already got 3 wins on this card tonight. You're running into guys that are starting to get good mounts and do those things as well. I'm spreading out here, man. I am 8, 10, 4, 3, 2, and 6 in the first leg. How about that?
All right, we're going to move on to the main event of the night, which is the Kirtana Overnight Stakes. This is a race that actually is kind of a sneaky race on this card just because it actually has some pretty good history.
It does.
The 1.5 miles on the turf. We got Chop Chop that's going to be in this race. That's a name I think a lot of people will recognize.
Yep.
Chop Chop was as a 2-year-old, I think was potentially on the Derby trail, right? Am I thinking correctly?
Chop Chop ran in the Rachel Alexandra. She was on the Oaks Trail.
Sorry.
Yep.
And now they're going to try her on the mile and a half.
You know what she was? And this goes back to our discussion we have every year around Derby. You don't have to immediately assume what a horse is if you want to try them on the pass. So we watched that with Agate Road this year, especially endlessly ended up running in the Derby here. I think she was one of those for the connections here on the Cox Barn, on the the Selective LLC folks. Hey, let's find out if she's an Oaks horse. The second they didn't, they put her on this path. Her path actually reminds me a lot, and I want to be clear. I'm just saying this. It reminds me. It's not that she's at this level of Idiomatic.
Yeah.
Because she goes to Turfway, picks off a bunch of races. She's 2 for 4 there, 2 seconds. She's 3 for 4 lifetime on the turf. She wins at this distance last time out. And there are more 1.5 mile turf races now than there have been in recent years. And so she'll be able to find these spots, 1.5 mile, mile and 3/8, whether it's at Saratoga when they go back to Aqueduct. Maybe she'll run those here. And so I think she's got a real shot to pick off a bunch of races. And she's my single in this sequence.
There it is. And by the way, this is horses like Temple City Terror won this twice.
Yeah.
Temple City Terror beat Delinka.
Dude, she's
in this race.
Legit.
And Delinka went on to win the Beverly D.
Right? Yeah,
yes, right. I mean, all kinds of just good stuff on that one. So this is,
by the way, if you want a longer shot here, I would look where is it? Holy Foley is on the outside for Brian Lynch. This horse just won at 1.5 miles at Keeneland, a slower time by about 1.5 seconds than Chop Chop. But this horse was not being pushed too hard in that race. John Velasquez had them out last time. Frankie Dettori picks it up here. I don't hate that at all. If you want a longer shot, the 7 horse, maybe you want to do a cold exact or something like that, 2-7. The 7 Holy Foley at 10 to 1 for Brian Lynch.
Weather-wise, I think Saturday looks like our better weather day.
Totally fine.
The whole weekend.
I don't think they'll take the Kirtano off the turf. I'll put it that way. I could see the other races in this sequence or the other on the card coming up, but not that one.
Okay, this is race 11 to finalize the pick 3 sequence here. It's maiden special weight, 7 furlongs on the dirt. Fillies and Mares, 3-year-olds and up, $120,000 purse. It's not bad, by the way, for a maiden special weight.
Well, I was thinking about this last week. Jose Ortiz didn't even make the trip to Pimlico.
No,
he stayed here, won 3 races, including $120,000 maiden. That'll pay some bills.
Well, that's why you come back on our Glitterati, or what do you call it, the Glitterati
horse racing Glitterati flight?
Yeah, I was shocked that we didn't
more
have jockeys because they could have made their early mounts in Churchill, no problem.
That's how early days when I was doing stuff with this show that I met so many jockeys was on that flight.
Yeah,
of all things. Yeah, for sure.
Owners and trainers.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
Donna Brothers and Jason Frakes. That's what it was. So.
J Dog. I don't understand
we
how
got to know Jason Frakes better this trip. That's
I actually agree with that.
Yeah.
No, I think he's confused by us, but I think it was okay.
Yeah.
Illusion though, the 7. Why is this horse 8 to 1?
Married.
Why is this horse 8 to 1?
I don't know why.
I just actually ran well at Keeneland last out. Seemed to like the dirt at first asking. I just 7 to 1. Alex Achard is a grade 1 winning jock. This one I don't understand. I've got that horse on top. First timer next to him. Next to her, excuse me. We're going all fillies for the end of this sequence, by the way. Is Queen of Paris, first timer for Brad Cox. Small outfit in Godolphin. So you hope they can. I don't know if they have any wins this year.
Apprentice jockey.
Yeah.
Florent Giroux.
Florent Gayru, is that what? Oh, right. We're not on a Spirit flight.
Gay Row.
Yeah, that's right. Gay Row. We're not on a Spirit flight, so we don't have to worry about that. I think she's got a legit shot here. And then there's another firster in here, the 1. She's a little stinker, 10 to 1. How about that? I love that I did this handicapping before the morning lines came out. Jose Ortiz gets him out there. I think I mentioned he's already got 3 wins tonight. That's for Wayne Catalanato, who wins at 19% with his firsters. So I'll go 7-6-1 in this
one
race.
of the nicest guys.
He also is very nice. That's right.
Incredible guy. How much are you looking at? Again, we've talked about this a little bit. We don't talk about maiden special weights. We usually do once or twice a year. But I like to talk about how you handicap, especially a horse who's never been on the track before. You're looking at workouts. You're looking at purchase price. What are we looking at?
Okay, less purchase price for me. Breeding does matter.
Yeah,
for sure. Like seeing the Godolphin name here with a Tappet, a daughter of Tappet, that matters to me for sure.
Sure.
Seeing that they sent this horse to Brad matters to me for sure. But I would lean into workouts, that sort of thing. This is interesting because this is a horse he's keeping in Indiana.
Oh, nice.
So I wonder if he thinks this is his Indiana Oaks horse.
Man, we might be having some big Indiana news coming up too. We'll just have to wait and see.
That would be very fun. Yes. But this horse being in Indiana, literally since Fairgrounds.
Yeah.
He didn't bring her here. He put her up in Indiana, where he's got a really good assistant, by the way. So I wonder if this isn't a sneaky way of him we'll drop this horse in on the Saturday
a little bit.
Maybe. I don't know. There's no hiding in a $120,000 made special, but I do wonder again.
Well,
Illman, I am not reading between the lines. I'm not reading between the lines. This horse is stabled in Indiana. There's no lines here. There's a race called the Indiana Oaks. I'm not between the lines.
And you did nail it on, Brad Cox's horse Tennessee. So
I am 0 for 1.
Except you had Seize the Gray. I'll take that one. We'll take that one. All right, man. What else you want to talk about? Anything else you want to
I think that's it. Just waiting to see who else is going to the Belmont. That could. I saw our guy Johnny Piasek, and it angered me. Is this an okay place to vent this?
Sure.
Okay.
Because he can be replaced by Sean Collins really quickly.
I kind of agree with that.
Okay.
The hair though is less, like a lot less. Anyways, so with. He's already talking about how bad the Belmont field's going to be and how small. What are we doing? Isn't this 3-year-old crop fun? I don't know how good it is, but it's fun, right?
It is fun. I would say it is.
It's a fun one.
I mean,
we could have 10 horses in that race, and I'd be like 8 of them can win.
I'll be honest. If Seize the Gray, which looks like Seize
the Gray, Mystic Dan,
Sierra Leone. I'll take 4 horses in that field.
Yeah, right. It sounds awesome. Fun. So I'm not doing this anymore with people. A couple of things I decided over this trip.
Tell me.
And one of them happened because of our guy, Pete Medhurst. And I got nothing against Medhurst. I sit down with Medhurst and he's like, let's talk ticket construction. And I said, no, I'm done. I'm done with the ticket construction people. I'm doing this for fun. I love that we get to do this.
Did Wyckoff just start laughing?
I don't know. Yeah, well, yeah. He called me the prince of the pick 3. And Medhurst is like, why are you playing pick 3s? I'm like, because I play on Saturdays for fun, brother.
Yeah.
That's why. I want to cash tickets. It's called gambling, and I just want to gamble. That's it. So no, there you go. Deal with it, Pete. How about that? No, Pete's a good guy. I like Pete.
Another highlight of the Baltimore trip is just hanging out. We got to hang out with Wyckoff.
A lot of Wyckoff.
A lot of Wyckoff.
It's a lot of Wyckoff.
I mean, basically all the way up to his bedtime every night.
Man. That poor guy. He's so tired by the end of that day with us. Oh, it's too much. I'm with him. It's too much for me, and I don't like hanging out with me. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Yeah.
I'm with you.
Let's go have a cigar.
All right, man. We're gonna head out. We're gonna pay a tab. Get out of here. Thanks for listening. This is the Horse Racing Happy Hour. No music.